Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the show. It turns out that Ian Watkins, former disgraced lead singer of the band LostProfits, was killed in prison. Let's talk about it. My name is Dan Frampton. This is Punk News Now. So many years back, there once was a band called LostProfits. The lead singer of that band, his name was Ian Watkins. And you see, this Ian Watkins guy, he got up to some really nefarious shenanigans. Maybe some of the most evil stuff that you could possibly imagine, involving crimes against minors. And not just like 12 or 13-year-old minors, I'm talking about baby minors. This guy was really one of the most vile human beings of all time. I'm not going to get into all the grisly, gruesome details here. I have at least 2 videos on this channel with all of those details about how he got arrested, all the details about when he got arrested, and in 2023 he was attacked in prison. And it turns out here in 2025 he was attacked in prison again, and this time he was compromised to a permanent end.
Compromised to a permanent end.
According to The Sun, Watkins was ambushed and fatally stabbed in the neck by another inmate who has since been identified. Despite guards responding quickly and Watkins being airlifted to a hospital, he died from blood loss. A prison source described the event as shocking and gruesome. And in 2023, when he got attacked by those 3 guys and they were unsuccessful in taking his life, I was like, yo, it is only a matter of time. These guys have his number and they are gonna cook his goose when they get a chance. And it seems like that chance was taken. And according to The Sun, they claim a source has come forward and described the attack. So those that are squeamish, maybe this is the time to fast forward a little bit, because it says, quote, Watkins has been killed in the most brutal way possible, and the attack was shocking, even by prison standards. He was targeted by another inmate who shanked him in the neck. Guards were nearby and raced to the scene pretty quickly, but there was nothing they could do and they could not save him. It was a horrific scene with blood everywhere and alarms and sirens going off. Police and ambulances were called and the whole prison was locked down with all the cons confined to their cells. Watkins was airlifted to a hospital, but they could not save him. He has been attacked a few times inside of Wakefield over the last few years, so perhaps this was just a matter of time. The bloke who got him this time went for the jugular, and it looks like a pre-planned attack. Watkins was obviously high profile and in for the most disgusting crimes, so that meant he was walking around with a target on his back. And this has happened. Despite who he was, it was really shocking and gruesome. Experienced officers and a lot of other prisoners were in absolute shock after what had happened, and a lot of them saw the awful scene. The inmate who attacked him used a shank knife and was apprehended pretty quickly. There was not any doubt who had done it. So that's pretty brutal, vicious for prison standards, they're saying. But this is Ian Watkins. If you know the crimes that this guy was committed for doing, if you know the reasons why this guy was behind bars, you know that this was just a matter of time to happen. Now, I'm having a hard time having any amount of sympathy for him. Now, normally I don't like to say violence is the answer to anything, and I don't want to condone this any way, shape, or form, but I don't know if I have any right to comment on what goes down inside of prisons. But knowing what I know about prisons and knowing what I know about Ian Watkins and his crimes, it was just like a vicious mathematical equation that was just gonna play out. Now, it seems pretty unclear right now, and all the details are a little bit fuzzy as to where this happened in the prison. Were they like out in the yard? Were they having lunch? How did they have access to Ian Watkins? Because Ian Watkins is a high profile criminal. You think they'd have him locked away somewhere really special, really secret, be like, okay, we gotta protect this guy, but we also gotta give him the worst punishment available. Isn't that just solitary confinement? Shouldn't they just put him in a cell somewhere with no access to anything? A cup of water and a slice of bread every day? No sunlight? That's the kind of treatment to give a guy like Ian Watkins. But it seemed like his prisoner inmates had other plans. And judging by all these articles and the reports, they know who did it, but it doesn't really seem like that name has been released to the public yet. So I'm not sure who he was or why he was in there. I'm not sure if he was serving a life sentence to begin with, and he really had nothing else to lose kind of thing. But that's who I imagine. Somebody who has already killed somebody is now behind bars. He's gonna serve the rest of his life in there no matter what he does. He might as well get rid of the biggest problem in the prison. So who knows what's gonna happen over there. I really doubt that there's gonna be news reports about this guy's trial, about what he's gonna get charged with again, but if there are, I wanna know all about it. Ian Watkins was in prison serving a 35-year sentence, and it took 13 years of those 35 years for him to be compromised to a permanent end.
Compromised to a permanent end.
He was charged with 13 offenses, all against children, by the way. So as predictable of an ending of the story as it is, it has finally ended. There is no more Ian Watkins walking this corporeal plane. There's really not much else to say about it. It's done, it's over with. Time to move on with our lives, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. Please come back for the live streams. I've been having such a good time with the live streams on this channel. I'll be back very shortly, taking requests, playing video games, and just kicking back. And I'm gonna be planning for another big stream in the near future. So keep it locked, hit the notification bell, set it to always, and I have 3 other channels going on. The Frampton network is 4 channels strong, and I need your support around all of them. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.